Right, here we are. We've got the VC Valiant. So we've done chassis rail connectors, mini tubs, as well as spring relocation. Now, this is a fairly complex sort of job. VCs are a little bit different than doing later model Valiants, but at the same time, because the car's a bit shallower, getting the tubs in, when you band them, it's a little bit of a tight squeeze. But once it's in, it's in. So we've widened the tubs on this car by 75mm. So hence the reason why we can fit such a big tyre. Not that this is a big tyre, but you know, it's a fairly decent tyre. So it's bigger than what they had from factory. But so the band goes up through here. So we've had to put sections through the floor that we've just left an undercoat. The customer wanted us to sound deaden the wheel arch, so we've done that. So obviously this car's got to be painted and have a few things done. Now when it comes to the diff, normally when I get the diffs made for Valiants, I get the smaller tubes, so that way we can run just the factory U-bolts. But in this case, customers had the diff tubes made in 3-inch, so hence the reason why we've had to modify the brackets and change the U-bolts. Now the saddles are just tacked in because they obviously have to be welded in with a support beam running through the diff carrier, and that gets done by the guy that made his diff originally. Now if we look down here through the floor, obviously I've just got all the handbrake cables sort of slung up at the moment because we've got no brakes on the rear at the moment. The customer's going to sort all that out. So this is where the fuel lines run down. Normally when I do a car like this, I run the fuel lines in the same spot. As you can see here, they still fit. They don't interfere with the chassis rail connectors or anything like that. But when it comes to this side, the original factory brake line sort of snakes in around here and runs up through here, and then comes and is actually exposed in the wheel arch. Now usually what I do in this case is I change the direction of the brake line, so I replace it from here up through here, and I run it directly straight down the rail all the way up to where it goes up there, and it goes straight in, not a problem. And that way you get rid of that exposed brake line in the wheel arch, which is never a good thing when you're doing skids and you blow the tyre, because there is a chance it could snag that brake line and make a hell of a mess. Now when it comes to the shaft, so customer said I wanted a U-Butte GJ Drivelines Pro Series tail shaft. So this tail shaft has 1350 yokes. Now they're all billet, so we've gone for billet because it's stronger, because the customer might change his mind. At the moment he thinks the engine's around 450 horsepower, but it could be more, we don't know. So we've gone for the heavy duty series. So this should easily handle the power that his engine's going to put through it. Even though at the moment we've got a slant in it, but don't stress about that. The slant's not going to be there forever. So, but yeah, so this is what it looks like. Nice and strong. Anyone that knows VCs, they put them up on a 2-poster hoist and they have trouble opening and closing the doors. So this is always a must. These don't have torque boxes, these cars. So in the case of an accident, this is where they crush, because your rail finishes here and your rear rail finishes here, and there's nothing in the middle. Like, yeah, you've got a sill here, but the sill's only 1mm steel, and that's just going to collapse in the case of an accident. In many cases, when I've seen these cars in accidents, the front end's crushed a bit, but this is where they collapse. So it's I think everyone should be doing chassis rail connectors. Now, if you have a look, you look at how we've got all these little crush areas. Now these serve two purposes. These little holes that are in the rails help keep airflow through it, to keep the rails dry, as well as remove dirt. But also what they're designed to do is, in case of a serious accident, these are little crush areas. So I've put these little crush areas through as well in my rail. So if the accident's quite severe, it will absorb some of the impact. Not that we're planning on smashing it, but you never know. So Now, with the spring relocation, I don't like to chop out a lot of the rail. So what we've got is we've got a very shallow mount, right? So that way we're not cutting into the rail a lot. And then it's all braced with a heavier gauge steel than what the rail is. And then your spring obviously locates into that. It's a nice tight squeeze-in fit. And with the rear, is we just put a crush tube through the rear, and then we weld in that crush tube, and then we put the spring hanger straight through that. So it operates as it does from factory. It's just moved the springs in probably maybe 50 mil. So but that makes a difference. I'm looking forward to this car being finished. Kyle, the customer that owns the car, he's pretty determined, and I think he's going to build an awesome car out of this. And with all the stuff that we've done, obviously, hopefully he does something with the springs and stuff like that. But look, he's planning on having this car ready for Summer Nats this year. He's got a lot of work ahead of him, but you know what? He's that determined. I think the guy's going to actually get it done.
If you like this video, don't forget to click like and leave a comment. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe and click the notification bell. If you like the t-shirts that you see the crew wearing, there's a link in the description below where you can grab some for yourself. Thanks for watching.